Hi everyone, I'm Chantelle with 141 Design Company, and this is Flosstube number 11. This is my first Flosstube for 2022. I'm pretty excited. We've got a lot to go over tonight. So this will be a long episode. You'll want to grab something to drink, some stitching, something, but you'll want to see some exciting things that we've got planned for y'all tonight on this episode. We got a little bit flip-flopped with our schedule this month. I was planning to join you the first part of January, but right at the beginning of the year, New Year's Eve, I came down with being sick. And ended up in quarantine. Then my husband ended up sick. Then our grandkids ended up sick. Then my daughter was sick again. And then the kids came over and lived with us a while. So we had about 2 weeks that was just kind of laid back and did a lot of stitching. We felt pretty good. We didn't get super sick, so we skated through pretty good with it. So we hadn't been sick yet, so that was, I guess it was our turn. We'd gotten this far. So anyway, that being said, we are now back. And during the month, though, even though I had a couple weeks where we weren't feeling that great, we did manage to get some designs out and to design some new backers. And I got some stitching done and some fully finished pieces. So tonight at the end of January, I'm sharing with you now everything that happened in January. And then I've got some plans moving forward in February that I want to share with you, just some sneak peeks. And we will be back again on more of a regular schedule. We also, as for a little bit of housekeeping here, we also started get a little more active in our Facebook group. So if you'd like to join us in the Facebook group, come on over. It's Chantelle's 141. The link is in my profile on Instagram as well, but I'll add the link here. And join me on Instagram at Chantelle's 141. In the Facebook group, we do a little bit more just chatting back and forth, and we can be a little more social there, so that's kind of fun. We did a Facebook Live this last week, and I intend to be in there a little more frequently than maybe I'm even here on YouTube, with doing some Facebook Lives and some more just, casual instructions and some tutorials. I'll also get them filmed here for you on Flosstube, or yes, on YouTube as well, and get them into our playlist. So don't worry, we'll get them in both places. But if you can join us in Facebook, that'd be great, because that's a little more every day. I can post and keep you up to date on what's going on. Also on Instagram, there are daily posts on Instagram of what I'm working on and new designs that are coming out. So definitely join me over there, and you'll see things a little bit quicker than maybe you would hear for the Flosstube channel. This is a little bit more, I come here when I know I've got it all figured out and I can show it to you finished. So let's get into the fully finished items that I've got for you tonight, and obviously they'll also be on some of our brand new backers. The first backer that we introduced this month was a freestanding vertical, square, and horizontal backer board. These are very basic, and they're meant to be very basic because your stitching should take center stage on these. Okay, they're just there to hold it up for you. So you've got something, you can embellish them, you can do some fun things with them too, but really they're kind of the background of it. So with that too, I was able to offer these at only $3.95. So this is, and because I know you guys have a lot that are this size, and you don't need to be spending so much, I don't want to charge you so much. I want it to be, so I kept it basic. I wanted it to be a low price so that you would be able to get a lot of your stitching finished off on them and get them out and get them displayed. Let me show you some of the ones I did that are fully finished now on our new freestanding. These are from Stitching with the Housewives. They're what she calls the Tear Tray Tidbits and the Dapper Doodads. The Tear Tray Tidbits fit on these two sizes, and they are usually done in vertical or horizontal, and they are 3x4, the sizes of them. I love working with these because through the month, it's always like the same floss, right? So I've got like the floss on my drops ready to go, and as long as I don't run out, because I did have a little bit of an issue with the ribbon red this month, I ran out. I did get a restock, so you can see I got 6 skeins on that floss drop. These are my chunky drops. So I keep them just kind of what's going on that month. I just keep it all loaded up and ready, and then this kind of travels around and stays with my stitching as I go. So with the tier tray tidbits, they were all basically those same colors. I believe this was the first one. It's Valentine Lane. It is horizontal, and it's on our horizontal freestanding backer. I have not glued these together yet so that I could show you. See, there is a little slot. They're designed where there's a cutout at the bottom of the horizontal one that it slides right in that and allows it to stand. Can't see on the table, but see, it's standing there. And the back is then, I left my back blank, but you could embellish the backs if you want, especially if it's going to be on your tier tray. You could put another stitch back here, so you could double up. So you've got one facing one direction, one facing the other, and have both of them. I have one in my, I haven't finished this one yet, but Be My Valentine. It's finished, just not fully finished, but I could put that one on the back of Valentine Lane. So that way you'd see this would be one side, that would be the other. Just a thought. So there's my first one. The second tier tray tidbit that I finished up this month was You Hold the Key to My Heart. Again, there's the base, slips right in there, and that's a vertical one. These are finished on Priscilla's, sorry, those are little Chelsea's checks, aren't they? Chelsea's checks. And then the red with the stripes is the stitching stripes, I believe. I had a packet of that. And I can't wait for all the new colors. Have you seen the new colors? I'm so excited. So those are the first two tier tray tidbits that I did. And then I also did this one. It was from the What's in My Cup series. It says Love Lives Here. And I liked this one. We're in a new house this year, so our new location, I guess, in our house. And I really liked that one for 2022 Valentine's Day, that we're here. This is our new little place, and it's red. So I was pretty excited about that. So I did that one as well. And then the Dapper Doodads are the square. I've got two of them complete, but then I hit a roadblock because I ran out of ribbon red, but it's back in stock, so I'll get those finished up. But this was 1 week, was Follow Your Heart. And I finished this on Priscilla's Pretty Plaids in the black with some ribbon in and the vintage trim up the side with a little bow and wooden heart at the top. The other Dapper Doodad I finished is the same finishing style on our free standing backer. And this one, the only change I did was this chart does say lots of love, lots of up here, so it's lots of love. And I just left that part out because I just really liked the simplicity of just the love word. So these little blue flowers that were on the bottom, I added them to the top just to kind of fill in that space a little bit. Then I also did one more that was a 3x4 on a horizontal, and that was this one, We Are Family. This was a free chart that will be on Priscilla's blog, so you'll want to go over to Priscilla's blog for that one. And this one I keep out all the time. So I love it. I think it's so cute. I have these little felt flowers that I just thought were so precious with those little pink ones down at the bottom. I keep it over by our family photo. So that's We Are Family on the newsstands, $3.95 in the Etsy cart. Help yourself, guys. They're super fun, and we've had people message us. They're getting them for signs as centerpieces on tables and different things like that. So I might even work up some more sizing options and just keep going on this theme of being able to stand things, because I have a lot of shelves and I love getting those. I mean, obviously this is what's, it's based on I wanted it, so I'll make it and do it. Now this is one I finished last year, and I'm not sure where I got this stand from, but it was from 2021. I signed it, Mama. One of my first ones. It's a little bit smaller scale, but it was this little kitty. It's one of the What's in My Cup as well. And I put the bow and a covered button. That's one of my first finishes. I liked that one a lot. So he's back out this year. And you can see it was on the aqua. I hadn't quite gotten the hang of stitching on black yet. And then this backer, I haven't shared this with you guys yet, or I haven't put it in the cart yet, but I will get some sizes figured out and get this one in there because it's really fun. But this was another one of my very first finishes in 2021, and it's Be Mine. The only change I did here with the chart is I left off all the other bees. I just did the 2 bees to represent my husband and I. So, and then these bows, they can come down, I guess. This little ribbon, maybe not, but anyway. So it's on a gingham backer that I cut and added those little wooden red hearts. But if you can see, this is layered. So there's a backer, and then the gingham part is another layer. And then it has the frame that goes all the way around it as well, and that's a separate layer. And you'll just paint them all separately and then glue it together. But this gingham backer is really fun. I did it a little extra wide so that you could, I didn't want to cover up all the gingham. You know, you want to be able to see it. But that was just by painting layers. And that was Be Mine. Another idea for this backer doesn't have a chart on it yet. This was something we went over and discussed in the Facebook group this last week during a Paint With Me episode, and I went over the details on how to hand paint gingham. So you can see it's pretty wonky. It's all hand painted and distressed, and I added that felt rose from Hobby Lobby, so that would be the back of the stitch. And then on the front would be where you'd put your stitch. So, or the back of the backer, I guess, of where you put your stitch. And then that stitch could go here on the front. So you've got, you know, sides to work with. I just thought I'd share that. So there's, in our room, there's a video on that one because we did a live session about painting the plaid backer. And we'll do some more there. So those were my fully finished pieces this week as far as everything that was on the some Valentine things, or this month, I'm sorry, some Valentine things, and on our new freestanding backers. I want to get into showing you some of my finished pieces that I haven't got fully finished yet, but I will. So you saw the Be My Valentine, so that'll go on one of our freestanding. I also finished up, or kind of finished up, I've been working on Snowballs for sale. I've got it all stitched, and I need to get those buttons on. So here he is, my Snowballs for Sale by Lori Holt. I've got to get the buttons on and then figure out, I think I'm putting this on a backer that mimics the wood sign right here for the 5 cents. So that's one finish. I have this other one I have loved. Let me get something to put this on so you can see it. I don't know, maybe it'll show up fine. I love the Waxing Moon design charts. They're so cute. And I wanted to do these this year for sure. So I got January done. I need to get it fully finished. And I want to, I've got the other charts as well, so I want to do the whole year. So I'm going to work on a backer that will hold that one. But they're just, he is so adorable. This is done on Ada. I work on Ada, 14 count. And this is natural. I used all the called for colors. And I believe the color of this is natural. So that's from Waxing Moon Designs. And that's it for my finished pieces. So that aren't done. Now I'll share some whips with you. And I basically have the two. I've got the other Dapper Doodad, but I'm working on Snowed in Love. And that's where I landed here. That's just the one that I ran out of the ribbon reds. That kind of stopped me. But like I said, I'm back on track with that. So finish that up. So he'll go on one of these backers. And the February calendar crates, I don't know if you can see back here. Oh, I finished January calendar crates too. So my January calendar crate is right there. Love it. That one is done on chalkboard Ada. I can grab it. I hate to get up. Anyway. Okay. It's on a magnetic board. We've had this metal board in our shop, but right now it is currently sold out. It's got the little pockets at the bottom, and then I just shoved some greens in there. And this snowflake is part of our winter or Christmassy charm pack. This was, and I put this on with magnets. So there's magnets on the back. But that's the calendar crates January. And I did this one on the chalkboard Ada. So this is 14 count chalkboard Ada. I have this on my schedule to finish up. I've got them all, or pretty much, because I've been in the club with the Fat Quarter Shop. And I have this on my schedule to do this the last week of each month so that I can get it finished up and then out to display during that month. That on there without everything come crashing down. So I'm working on the February calendar crates, and this is as far as I've gotten. I'll get back on track with this soon. But I switched over to Black Ada because I really like the dark and the darker than the chalkboard. And even though I have all that chalkboard Ada, I'm going to move forward with the rest of them on 14 count Black Ada. I just love this color. I think it's called Sea Shelly. That's one of my favorite colors too. I love that pink color. Let me get these over here. Get them out of the way. So that's everything for, yes. Now I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to get a drink because my throat is just driving me crazy. Thanks. I want to switch gears with you. I've been chatting with you about the flea market. Let me get it out here. Here we go, because we got a lot to go over here with this one. Flea market baskets. I am doing this stitch along. It's really glary, sorry. I'm doing this stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm also doing the monthly barns. This was one where I had a lot. I went back and forth on how I wanted to do this star, because that star is addicting. You start stitching that star and you just want to keep stitching stars and changing the colors and all the things. So it's really fun. Now, I'm sure that you guys are following. If you're not, I'm going to just give you a little bit of a background here. On the Jolly Jabber, Kimberly had announced that she's doing a stitch along with that star from the center of Flea Market Baskets. Now I'm stitching the entire Flea Market Baskets chart as well, so I'm going right along with the schedule and have that finished up through the year. They're also pulling out the star from the center and stitching it on 10 count to put on one of our 141 Design Company barns. Okay, this barn is available in our Etsy shop, but it's also available at Fat Quarter Shop. So if you're buying a bunch of other stuff at Fat Quarter Shop, grab it over there, because then you can include it, you'll get the free shipping with that. Let me show it to you unfinished. This is the barn. And they're doing it on 10 count. I had questions about what to do for 14 count because they're showing 10 count. And then on the blog, you can see they have done colorways for, so cute, colorways for each month that they'll have going on. So they've released the January colors, they've released the February colors. The colors are on, like I said, go to their blog and find those, and they're on that blog. Kimberly was putting hers on a, I forget, I think it's Denise did the barn. And then Kimberly has hers on a house that she found at the Target dollar spot. I'm trying to blend two words there, apparently. And I loved it. The house is super cute. And I had something in my files, basically, that I was working on that was very similar, because when I was working on this, I also thought a house would be a really cute idea for that as well. So I had something already very similar. And I know it's tough to find those houses all the time at the at Target at that dollar spot. Because I don't know about you, but how long did you guys look for this, the gumball machine or the snow globe and all that? Anyway, don't get me started. I can never find anything. Our Target doesn't have that great of a selection, so I can never find anything. So of course I decided that we're going to need a house, right? We're going to need to add a house. Might as well be a freestanding house. So we got a house, and that's new for this year, or new for this month. Sorry, I guess this year too, 2022. So we got a house, and yep, it's on a stand, and yep, it stands all by itself, and it's got this little roof line. This is going to be, my daughter's getting it in the cart, and we'll have it up Sunday. So this, I'm gonna put this film up tonight, or this video up tonight, but it'll be up tomorrow for sure, and you'll be able to look at it. So let's go back to all things star related here, and this flea market baskets stitch along. The flea market basket stitch along started this month, and this is their floss keeper. This comes with their thread pack, which is this. I put mine on my drops. So, but I kept this in my bag because I think I might put like just, you know, the stragglers or something, maybe use it on that for that. But I put it on my drops, and I had bought some little tags that are Lori Holt tags, and I used my labeler and marked it that this is the Flea Market Baskets floss kit or floss set. And then obviously I started out with the star and doing the barn stars and the thing. And what I did was, I won't show it to you, but the chart is very big. It comes in a bunch of pieces. So I color copied each one, and then I chopped out the center star, and I stuck the chart. This is not the chart. It's a color copy of my stitching. So but the chart's behind it, and I stuck it to the back of this. So now I've got just that part of the chart laid out for me all the time, so I can, although I kid you not, you get that memorized after a while. So so I've just got the chart just kind of stuck right there behind there of just that center part, so that I could keep it with the colors, and then I refer back to the Jolly Jabber for my monthly stars. I also, which I cannot find, have done, I lost the February colors. They're somewhere. The grandkids were here and they took them. But I have the January colors on the drops, and they're just here in my bag. I'm using this gingham bag for the flea market basket stitch along, and keeping all of my things just right in there. And I just kind of tucked this one back into my sheet protector just to keep things from getting completely trashed inside the bag. Now, let's get into chatting more about this flea market situation. All right. When Lori Holt came out with the flea market collection, the fabric collection, I was immediately in love with that and obsessed, and have had lots of plans on things I want to do. So I'm really excited to be working with that stitch along and making things that go along with that and expanding that and the colorways for it, because I just adore those colors. I did decide to do my stars that are going to be the monthly ones on 14 count instead of the 10 count, but I'm going to show you my 10 count. So I got my January star done, and I got my February star done, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek right now at what my plan is. Actually, you're going to have to use your imagination, but I think you'll kind of get it, of what my plan is for the entire year of stars. Do you get it? Okay, I'm so excited. Now, this is just a prototype. This is not available, and I'm working on it. Okay, so, but you can be stitching your 14 count, and they are going to fit in here. I am planning, go on over to the Jolly Jabber and look at it. I am planning to do all of mine exactly the way they shared them, using the colorways that they talked about. And they also fully finished it using the, let me find the B cross stitch fat quarter bundle. Okay. So the B cross stitch fat quarter bundle are all of those, that colorway. So they're using one of these from each one of those. Now, I didn't have any of those, and I didn't necessarily need the whole fat quarter bundle. So what I did was, I'm so excited, I went over and ordered the layer cake. Okay, so because I only need it to, do the back of it. So I'm going to finish all mine out the same way with the same finishing style. So I'm doing it in the same floss with the same B Lori, but I grabbed a layer cake so I would have all those colors. It's not here yet, and if you don't know, a layer cake is like this. Let me grab just a second. A layer cake is this size. I think that's what these are called, layer cakes, right? Am I losing my mind? Anyway, it's 10-inch stacker. Let's go with that. It's a 10-inch stacker. That's plenty of fabric. So I'm getting a 10-inch stacker of the B cross stitch colorways so that I have them ready to put on the backs of my monthly stars. And then they're going to all go into this one thing. Either it can go this way or it can go this way. If you do it this way, then you've got each, like January, February, March, April, May, June. That would be cute. Or you could hang it this way depending on, and you could get your stars into each one. Now, it will have a backer, obviously. And then I got some ideas for this border. So I'm still working on that. Anyway, but you asked me what my plan was and what I was planning to do. And yes, I decided to do them on 14 count. So that's my plan. Now, there's a few other things, though, because remember I showed you that house? I also did it on 10 count, and here he is. Oh, my heart. I'm so happy with how this turned out. I love it. Okay, when I was getting ready to do my 10 count, I really thought I was going to use like my own colors. I was going to dig through the classic color works and pick which ones I liked the best. And I did that, for hours. I was like, okay, I like this color and I like this color, but I don't like that together. And I, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, as I was looking at the star and the colors and stitching the star in the colors that Lori picked, I realized, what are you doing? You love what Lori Holt chooses, so why don't you just do it in her colors? So I did. These are the called for colors of the Sweet Barn Sal in 10 count Lori Holt fabric, and then I also matted it using Lori Holt fabrics here, and on the back of my barn I decoupaged denim. Okay, it's one of my very favorite. I love denim. I'm obsessed with it, so I love denim. So I decided to decoupage denim to the back. Now this one, and I just stuck it all down. This is not interchangeable. That is my star. That's what I'm going with. And then the rose is from Hobby Lobby. It's a felt rose. The way I finished this, so the backer was done with decoupage. There's no paint involved in this one at all, guys. None. No paint. The backer I decoupaged using jeans, old jeans. And then the base, see how it looks stained? And see how it's all like kind of a bunch of different colors of stain? Wait, I use these distressed ink stamps. Oh gosh. Hold on. They're the Jim Holtz stuff. You know these. The distressed ink by Jim Holtz. You got the walnut, and I don't want to get these out. I don't open them because I'll end up with ink on things for sure. But anyway, I just took the ink pads and I stained my wood pieces with the ink pads. Now it did take a while to dry. You want to make sure it gets dry. It took a while, but I think it stained it really cool. Like I layered it. I kind of did a little bit of one on one and a little bit on the other. Okay, so that's the 10 count version. I chuckled because while I was doing these, I was watching Kimberly, and yesterday with the stitching, she does her quilting, and on Fridays, and I watch just because I hope to someday be able to quilt, but I'm not holding my breath. So this is what, but she was showing blocks that she'd made. And so it was a big, maybe 8-inch block or whatever. And then she's like, and then I decided I wanted to make it little. So she made it little. Well, I kind of thought that was the same thing I just did. So basically that's my big barn star. Then I decided I want to make it little. So I did it on 14 count. Same star, 14 count. And you can see, so we have a house that's a small house and a taller house. And can't really, let me put them on the back of this. Oh, I know, I'll put them on this tray so I can hold them up. Or we're gonna use this as a tray. There they are. Oops. Sorry guys. So, I just scared my dogs. They're like freaking out. So that's what it looks like in 14 count on the small house. Now let me tell you what I did with this house. This house is also kind of all about Lori Holt here. I did decoupage again. I don't know if you've seen it, but she's got scrapbook paper, you guys. So I picked up the stitch crafting paper, and that's what's on the background of this. You can also decoupage fabric, so I could have used the fabric, but instead I used the paper. So I decoupaged the paper onto the back, and then I'm pretty sure this blue, I used it over there too, is from Farm Girl Vintage, and then her vintage trim, and it's on 14 count, just white 14 count Ada, using all of the called for colors that are in flea market baskets with the felt rose, using the ink pads to stain the base and the top, and that's the small scale for the house. So there's my barn star stitch along, and I'm thrilled and love them, and these are gonna fit perfectly in my sewing room, and they're permanent, and I'm done. So I'm really excited about those. But you'd also asked me about other things that maybe would fit the 14 count. So I don't have that many star stitch. So what I did was I went ahead and color copied my 14 count star, and I color copied my 10 count star so I could show you some other ideas of backers that we have that these fit on, okay? Now one of them is we have our home sign. This home sign comes with the letters and the frame backer, and it's 2 boards, okay? So you've got a backer board, and then this frame sits on the top, and then the letters in the middle. This is what the 14 count size star looks like in there. So if you wanted to do those monthly stars like they're doing in the barn stitch along and put it in this home situation, you could do that. That would fit there in the 14 count. There's a little bit of extra space here, so you could put another backer on it if you want to, but it kind of looks nice just on the white, so that kind of blends into a white background. So it'll fit there. If you wanted to put more than one color together, but maybe not all 12 of them like I'm going to put together, you could use that. This is the same backer, obviously, just without the words on it, and it's going to fit. So you could put 4 up. Just don't put the letters in. You do get the letters when you mail it, but just don't use them. So you've got that. We've got our 3. So you could do your favorite 3, or you could do the first 3 months, then the next quarter, that way. This goes this direction or this direction, and the 14 count star fits right in there. So to do this, follow along on Jolly Jabber to get all of the different, the threads, the different threads for each month. And then you're going to want to pick up the flea market baskets chart. This is the backer I shared with you last time. This is at Fat Quarter Shop exclusively. It is the Stronger Together, and it's like a quilt block. So you've got your back, you've got your front, and if you wanted to do a different option other than the house or the barn for a 10 count, 10 count's going to fit right on that middle of this one very nicely. And if you layer this one up, you could layer that with some other fabric, and 14 count's going to fit in there too. It's just going to make it a lot bigger. And then you could paint the back of this, or you could put the paper down or decoupage some of Lori Holt's fabric behind there. I'll show you. Let me grab one of these pieces. Now the pads of paper are by Lori Holt are 8.5 by 11. This is it does not cover this. This is taller than that, so it doesn't cover that one, but it will cover the smaller one. And let me pull out a piece of paper. This is all from the Stitch collection. So here it is in green. Just to show you, you could cut this in strips. Oh my goodness. You'd have to seam it, but you could also use her fabric. But see how that looks back there? And then you just paint this part of it or stain it. It didn't really grab matching colors, but anyway, so that would be on there. So this is a versatile one. It doesn't have to be just for Stronger Together. You could pick this up, but again, that's over at Fat Quarter Shop. So that's, I think, all of the details I had on that one. I'm very excited, like I said, I'm very excited about doing the flea market baskets because I've also, one of my whips is still flea market flowers. I've got it in my Dot Dot Goose with a little stitch tag. I'm still working on this, on the flea market flowers, and the colors are all the same. This is all going to go in my room eventually, and I'm putting it on that the one with the wood grain, Ada. I've got all the floss in my Starlight Stitching Company clutch that goes with it. These I have on those DMC things, but I'm taking it off and putting on my drops. I don't like how it gets all kinked on those, on the bobbins, so that's just my preference. I'm going to get them hung on my drops pretty soon here, although I probably have all that, those same colors on that, the one that's for that. Now I'm also part of the Vintage Housewife Stitch Along, but I just got my stuff, so I'm going to be working on that. Just a second, guys. I had to put you in low power mode. Sorry, I'm running out of battery, so I better hurry up and talk. So I'm also part of Vintage Housewives, and this is as far as I've gotten. But I'm going to get on that because I'm obsessed with this one too and excited to do that. The last thing, now I have some plans for moving into February. These are some of the plans I've got going on. One of them, like I said, I'm heavily into working with the Lori Holt stuff and flea market baskets. I'm going to continue with that, continue with the stars, get into Vintage Housewives. I really want to get work finished up on that flea market flowers as well, because all of those things I have a plan for my room, and I really want to do, like I showed you before, I have the flea market fabric in the layer cake, because I'm planning to put together with Lori Holt's Crazy Quilt paper, a crazy quilt using those. I want to share one with you that I did. This one, my granddaughter was here spending the night. I made this one for my granddaughter last year for Christmas using the bloom from like the Brady Bunch. I forget what it is now. Maureen McCormick's. I loved this so much. I did a scrappy binding. But this was super, super easy, and I just loved how it all turned out. And this is a twin size that I did for her. So I'm planning to do this style quilt with the flea market. Like I said, I'm not the best quilter in the world, so that's right. My speed is using these papers to do that, and I'm doing it with the flea market. So all of those things are going to coordinate and look awesome in my room, and that's part of my plans for February. The other plans I have are to, I just ordered, we're going to add I don't have a lot of charts. I'm mostly backers, and I'm going to maybe do a few charts in our shop. And this month we are going to add the chart for Priscilla and Chelsea's interchangeable home. This really struck me because this is kind of where my business started 4 years ago. Is if you're in my cart and you see all of those other little attachments and things like that, that's what I made those. Like, that's how this business started, with my cutouts and things like that, is with the interchangeable welcome board that I've done. And so when I saw her do this, I'm like, yes, I'm here for this. I love this. So I'm on it, you guys. I've got some design ideas for it. This board that they show, it comes from Hobby Lobby. And I've got some other design ideas for it as well. So I ordered this chart, and we'll have this chart available in our Etsy cart, along with some exclusive 141 design backers that fit the chart perfectly. Lots of great ideas for it. We will probably scale up some that we already have, so we'll have it in square. I don't want to give anywhere away, but I've got a lot of different ideas. So that being said, I will work on this too in other size counts for you and things like that, but that's coming soon. So I've got that planned. Exciting stuff there. And the other, I guess the last thing, I got it over here. We did, I won't have this chart because this one is something that you probably already could grab over at Fat Quarter Shop. But we did this chart, if you see it in our site. This, I'm sorry, backer, not chart. This backer for the chart Carrot Cake by Stitching with the Housewives. The piece comes unfinished. This is just my painted version, waiting for me to finish the chart as soon as I get it. But it will come with a set of mixing bowls, unfinished. It comes with this great shiplap backer and a carrot. And let me tell you, I cut a lot of carrots to get to that right size for that carrot. So that was super fun though. That was exciting, a fun project that we put together. And this is in our cart now. And as soon as I have the chart, I will finish that and show it to you as well. Whew, I got a lot of things going on. You guys, this was super fun. Oh, last week's giveaways. One last thing and then I'll sign off. We gave, not last week's, actually, last month's. Last month, we gave away 3 things. A nativity, a small sled, and a table stand hanger, okay? The winner of the nativity was Ellen Weaver. Congratulations, Ellen. Email me at sales@141 Design Company with your information, Ellen, and I will get that for you. Actually, I think I have your information. I know this name, Ellen, so thank you so much, Ellen. You won the nativity. If that's something you've already bought, let me know and I can switch it out for something else. The small sled goes to RWA 3457986, and the table stand hanger goes to Lisa S. So if you're any one of those 3, please email me, let me know. I'd like to get that out. It will ride for a week, and then we will move on from there. Like I said, follow me on Instagram so you can see daily things that are going on, because I know this has been a long to-do here. Follow us over in Chantelle's 141. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And then this week's giveaway, I'm going to do the house, the house of your choice, okay? We're going to give away 3 of these, house of your choice, whether you want the small house or the taller house. It's your choice. So there will be 3 of those. In the comments section, oh goodness, what do I want you to answer? I don't know. Oh, you know what? I know. Leave me a comment in the section of, what do you see as a backer for a cross-stitch piece? What's in your brain? What would you like to see me create? What would you like to see us design? We are always looking for great ideas, and I'd like to hear from you. So leave that in the comments below, along with house in the word. House is the word for the prize, since we only have the one thing. Leave house in the comments, and we'll see you next time. I am going to have to turn it off at the phone because I think my clicker loses its thing. So anyway, bye guys, and thanks for sticking with me this far. See you next time.